It's me, Shondell, the creator of the Craft Print. If this is your first time here, don't forget to subscribe. And for those who've been here rocking with me for a long time, y'all know I love y'all. But anyway, I can see what I have in my hand. I am going to talk about scoring with your Cricut. So there is more than one way, obviously, because I have more than one thing in my hand. But also, it depends on the machine you have. We have a single, that's this one, and a double scoring wheel. Those are for your makers. Scoring stylus, which basically can be used on every cutout cloth. Okay? This does a way deeper score, so it's easier to fold. Also, if you're a little confused about what the hell is score lines, it's a fold line. So when you have a card and you know the little split in the middle that where you fold it, that fold line is the score line. So when you're making boxes and stuff like that, that's what you need to use these tools for. With these scoring wheels, they're so much better for the thicker the paper, the deeper you need that score line. So that's where the wheels will definitely come in handy. But the difference is the scoring wheel goes into the same slot as your blade. So you have to put it in when it's done scoring, take it out, then put your blade, where the stylus goes into the slot next to your blade. So you never have to touch anything. They're going to work together. It's going to score, then the machine is going to automatically cut. So obviously this is going to take a longer time because you got to keep switching, but those deeper lines are way better. So let's get into this. So we're in design space. I'm going to find some shapes first to start and show you. Then I'll show you different projects with lines. So over here is shapes on the left side. You're going to click it. Now we're going to use this line right here. It actually comes in as a score line. But at the top left for operations, you can click the drop down. And here is where you would change it. If you want it to be a cut line, you would change it to basic. And it will just cut right there. And you could make it longer if you want, right? Go back. Score is what we're going to be doing. If you're foiling, Cricut has foiling attachments that you can put there. And then pen is to draw, and you'll put a pen in slot A. But let's go back to score. So you see the score line show as a dotted line. I'm going to make it right here. So I'm going to highlight both of these. Now you have to go at the bottom right and click attach. If you do not attach it, the Cricut machine will send this to one mat and this to another mat. If they're the same, they'll go to the same mat, but they won't be on top of each other. So if you want the machine to know exactly where your score line goes, you're going to highlight both and attach. I'm going to send it separately so you can see what I'm talking about. So here we go. So this is the score line here. You can actually move it if you wanted to move it around. And then right here on the second mat is your square because we didn't tell it to attach to the square. So we're going to cancel. We're going to go back. We're going to place it where we want it. We're going to highlight it. We're going to hit attach. Click on make it. And now you see the square with the score line here. Now, when we send it to the machine, it tells you to choose your material. I'm going to choose heavy cardstock. And now here is your options for what you're using. So you can go to edit tools. And this comes up automatically once you choose score as an option with your maker. If you're using your Explorer, the Cricut already knows that the Explorer cannot support the scoring wheels. So it won't even come up as an option. The scoring stylus will automatically be there. So with the maker, you choose which one you're using, the scoring stylus, single scoring wheel, or the double. Press apply, and then you'll send it. Now, so we know what we're doing. I'm going to go back. I'm going to make 3 of these. I'm going to go on the mat. Hit right here because I want to change the color. So the square, I'm going to turn this one red. I'm going to make 2 duplicates because I want to do an example of both. So I'm going to change the color Hold on a minute. I only duplicated the box. Hold on. Highlight both and then duplicate. So I'll have one will be the scoring stylus, one will be the single scoring wheel, one will be the double scoring wheel, and that way we'll see the difference. What I'll do with the cardstock is I'll write on the bottom so we know which one is which before I send it to the machine. So I'm going to choose each individual one with each cut, and then we'll see how they look. Okay, now we could talk about where everything goes. The stylus will go here, which is slot B. This is slot A. You open it up, you stick the stylus in, and when you stick it in, you're going to hear a little bit of a click. So you push it down, not too hard, you're going to hear the click, then you're going to close it up. I wrote scoring stylus on the piece of cardstock, so when we're done, we know which one is which, so we can look at those score lines and make a comparison. Now, because your scoring stylus is in a separate slot from your blade, your Cricut is going to score, cut, then it's done. You don't have to touch anything. You see how that scoring line is there? It's a little light, but you can still see it where to fold. So the next one will be the single scoring wheel. You're going to do a totally different process. So now the scoring stylus, it doesn't matter if it's there or not, it's not going to be utilized in the machine at all once you chose one of the scoring wheels. Now you're going to press that button and then you can release that piece. And this is how we switch off from the single and the double wheel and the other attachments that's available. That's a whole nother story. Today we're focusing on the wheel. Now in slot B, that's where your blade is. You're going to remove your blade. You just pop that open. It's a little stiff. Take your time. Take it out. Put your scoring wheel in there. Close it up. Then, when you load your paper in, because they are in the same slot, your machine has to score with the wheel. Then it'll notify you. You'll see the blinking light. You'll take off the wheel. Then you'll put back on the blade. And then it'll cut. So because you have to switch it up throughout, it takes a little more time than the actual scoring stylus. It's a little slower, but you'll see that this scoring wheel is a little deeper with the score line that it gives. So right here, I'm taking off the wheel, putting back on the blade, and then letting it cut my design. So if you have multiple designs, unless you have a good amount of time to get them done, I would say the stylus is really good because it's fast. You don't have to keep coming back to your machine like that, but the wheel is giving you that deeper score line. So look at that line. You see the difference. Also, if you're using really thick cardstock, like the 100-pound, 110-pound cardstock, the wheel is going to give a deeper score in that. So now we're going to do the same thing with the double. And you would think that the double is going to be really deep, just like the single. For some reason, I don't know if it's because it's two wheels, it actually is a little light. So I'm going to switch it off again, press that back button, which kind of releases a piece, take it off, put in the double wheel, and then we pop it right back in. Again, it's going to score first, then it's going to cut. So you have to come back. So unless you have like your undivided attention on this machine, then the wheels are really good. Also, this is just my opinion. I'm just letting y'all know. And while you're here, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Also, don't be afraid to let me know what y'all want to see here. I'm all ears, open to suggestions. Now, we get to the cutting part, and that's just to cut the little square piece. Also, if you're new to crafting or using the Cricut, we do use these score lines when we're making cards, when you're doing boxes, and designs that need a fold. This line is going to make it easier for you. So you see how that is? You see the two little lines. It's kind of hard to see, but it's kind of light, not as thick as the single. So now I'm showing you them like lined up. And with scoring lines, I'm not going to lie to you, it is kind of hard to see, but I try my best to show it to you. and how it is when I fold it. So once you fold the line, you see it doesn't, that fold piece doesn't appear like right away real strong, but it's there and you get the line that you need, right? So that's our scoring stylus. And honestly, I'm going to tell you, they all get the job done. It's just that this single one, you see that deeper line, it makes it easier for you to find your fold line. Also, the fold is kind of quicker because the line just pops up right there, but they all do get the job done. My opinion is, this is the double line, guys, I prefer the scoring wheel. But if I have a lot of items to make, I'm going to use that stylus because I don't want to keep switching. So there you go, guys. Let me know which one you guys prefer. Again, if you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you've been around, thanks for sticking around with me and my crazy self. I love you guys. I'll see y'all around in the next video. Also, get in those comments and let me know what y'all want to see. If y'all have any questions, I'm really open to questions. I'm also on Instagram, so make sure y'all follow me at the craft print over there on Instagram as well.